And we are going to get started, guys. We have a lot to cover, so I can't wait to jump right into this. So without any further delay, let's jump in here. So hello, everybody. This is Jerry Norton here. I want to personally welcome you to this very special webinar training. And before we get started, I've got just a few housekeeping things that I want to go over with you. Since this webinar is live, the video feed, it might sometimes freeze up on you. So if for some reason your page freezes, just do a quick browser refresh and that should fix it. That usually will fix that. So there's also a chat box that you guys see. A lot of you have chimed in there and said hello and where you're from. That's where you can participate, but I'm not going to be watching that chat box or taking any questions really during the entire training. So if you've got questions, then what I recommend you do is write those down. And at the end of the training, when I get all the way done at the end of the training, I'll stay on and we'll do a live Q&A, or it is live, but we'll do a Q&A and I'll go through any of those questions. I'll stay as long as you guys want. I told my wife I'm going to be home late and I'm spending the evening with you guys. So we're going to have a great time. So save those questions. Make sure you write those down so you don't forget them. And at the end, I'll make sure I go in and we answer those questions. So does that sound good? All right. Also, I know it's easy to get distracted during a training like this, especially if you're at home and there's other things going on. So this is one of those trainings where I want to ask you for your undivided attention. You've made the effort to get here right now, so make the most out of this. I do have a lot to cover, and we're going to be going at a pretty fast pace, so I don't want you to miss any of it. So be sure to close the door, close down any other browsers, just eliminate, turn your phone off, eliminate all those other distractions so that you can give me your undivided attention. Now, for those of you who may not know me, I'm a full-time real estate investor and I specialize in helping everyday folks just like you to build, manage, and scale or grow successful real estate businesses and become successful real estate entrepreneurs. That's my specialty. That's what I focus on. So before we get started, who exactly is this training for? You're in the right place if you're looking for a better way to make money. Maybe you're in a job you hate with a boss you can't stand, someone telling you where to be and what to do every day, commuting in traffic, and you're finally sick of it. Maybe you actually like your job or career, but it doesn't support your financial goals and you want something that can earn more money. Maybe you've done real estate before but haven't been able to make it consistent enough and you want to finally take it to the next level. If that's you, then this training is for you. This training is for you if you're convinced that real estate investing is your ticket to financial freedom. Look, there are a lot of ways to make money out there, but none of them compare to the potential that real estate investing has. Did you know that 90% of millionaires did it through real estate? So if you believe that, you're definitely in the right place today. And finally, this training is for you if you're ready to finally do whatever it takes to be successful at making money with real estate. If you're willing to learn what it takes and put in the work to make it a reality, then you're in the right place. So if these three things apply to you, then hang on for a life-changing training. Now, the purpose of this training is not to learn a cool technique to go out and do a deal and make some money. It's to teach you specifically how to build a successful real estate business. And my definition of a successful real estate business is from wherever you're currently at with your real estate journey, even if you're brand new, that in the next 12 months or less, your real estate business is earning you at least $150,000 a year, hopefully more, while at the same time maintaining a great lifestyle by only working 30 hours a week or less. And it's not just to make $150,000 a year. It's to do it consistently and hopefully make even more over time and work even less over time. That is the purpose of this training and what I want to accomplish over the next 90 minutes or so. Now, specifically, I'm going to be teaching you how to build a house flipping business. Now, you've all seen the reality TV shows, and I'm sure you know that most of what happens on those shows is not real at all. And what I'm going to be teaching you is the real reality to what it takes to successfully flip houses, and not just that, but how to build a business that does it consistently. Now, full transparency, I'm not going to be offering you a product or a home study course or anything like that. I've got tons of those programs. Many of you listening right now have one or more of my software tools or my courses or books, but I am going to share with you an opportunity for you to work directly with me. It's a high-level personal mentoring program that I call Fast Track. More on that later, but first, let's dive in. Throughout this training, I'm going to refer to this. This is my six-figure profit system blueprint. And it's a blueprint for building a house flipping business that's taken me 13 years and hundreds of deals to develop and perfect. And we're going to be spending some time on my deal acquisition perpetuator process. And this is my exact process for finding, analyzing, and offering for consistently getting deals. I'm also going to share with you my 5-3-2 plan, which is 5 steps to consistently do high profit deals each and every month. I'm going to show you the 3 ways to leverage technology to organize, automate, and streamline each area of the business. And the only 2 people you need to scale and grow a multi-million-dollar business. Now, as a special free bonus, I'm going to show you as well how to get my automation and deal management software system called Flipster. Now, and I'll show you a little bit of this later. Now, Flipster is exactly what I use to run my own multi-million-dollar business. I've spent over $100,000 developing this. Actually, I stopped counting a while ago because I've just spent so much money on this. It finds deals for me. It saves time running the business. It keeps me organized. And I'm able to do so many more deals in a fraction of the time because this keeps everything so streamlined. It's super powerful. I couldn't live without it. And that's why I want you to have access to it. And that's why I'm going to show you how to get it for free. Okay. Now, here's the real reality, guys. Yes, you can build a successful real estate business. And yes, you can do it in 12 months or less. And yes, you can make at least $150,000 consistently. And yes, you can do it without killing yourself by only working 30 hours a week or less. But you have to know how to do it right. Now, I know you may have some concerns. I know I did when I first got started. You may be wondering, can I really do this? When it comes to building a successful real estate business, some people wonder, how can I build the business if I'm not an expert? I don't have expert skills or knowledge about making money in real estate, and that's a valid concern. Maybe you're even brand new to real estate investing. The truth is, you do need to become a student of learning the business and commit to always acquiring more knowledge and skills. But the good news is, you can get through the learning curve fairly quickly with the right training and a proven process. Another concern I hear often is, I've never owned or ran a business. I don't know how to manage employees and bookkeeping and marketing and all the different things that go into running a business. And here's the reality. There's not that much to building a successful house flipping business. And when you have the right framework to organize and manage the different moving parts and a mentor to help you through the obstacles, it's actually not too complicated. Now, the next concern is a lot of people have is their time commitment. Some people still have a full-time job and they worry how they're going to juggle work and family and other time commitments and build a real estate business at the same time. This is a very real concern. While it's true you are going to need to dedicate time each week to building your business, how much time all comes down to your effectiveness at implementing. One of my elite mentoring students I work closely with had a very demanding job, and he was able to build the business and have 5 deals going on while only putting in 4 hours a week into his real estate business. So obviously everyone is different, but it doesn't have to take a lot of time. By the way, he's since quit his job and now does real estate full time. There's another big concern out there that says you need a lot of capital to do deals. They think they either need a reserve of money to invest in deals or at least have good credit to borrow money. And while it's true capital is required for doing big profit deals, there are ways to structure deals and make money without needing any capital. And on the deals that do need capital, you can actually get 100% of the money to fund your deals, regardless of your credit. And I'll even show you how. I'll be covering that in this training too. And like I said earlier, when we're done with this training today, I'll invite you to explore working together with me to help you build a successful real estate business as I've defined it. But in order to do that, and whether we work together or not, there are 3 things that are absolutely critical to your success. The first is you need a proven system. Why do people pay so much money to buy a successful franchise like McDonald's or Subway? because they have a proven business model or system that works, and it will save you time and money. Number two is a mentor. A mentor is someone who's done what you're trying to do. They can help you avoid pitfalls and overcome obstacles. A mentor will hold you accountable and can make sure you're heading in the right direction, which is especially important in real estate so that you're staying current with market trends. And number three, you've got to be willing to push through your comfort zone. Look, whether we work together or not, you're going to have to go past your comfort zone. Everybody's going to hit challenges along the way. And if you're not willing to push through, you're not going to succeed. You've got to commit to never let your self-doubt stop you from having what you want. Fear is real, and even successful people have fears. The difference is they still act in spite of those fears. You see, I grew up very poor in rural Michigan. My first job as an adult was a construction worker doing manual labor for an excavating company. My job was to climb down in the hole when the excavator was close to a utility line like a water main and hand dig with a shovel around it. It was backbreaking work. I would come home after long days, so filthy and exhausted, and at the time I felt trapped. I was barely scraping by, living paycheck to paycheck. I had a wife and a few young kids, and I worried every day about providing the kind of life that they deserved. Now, like many of you, I decided real estate was my ticket out of the hole I was in, literally and figuratively. I started learning everything I could, and it took a while. I made a ton of mistakes, and my biggest challenge during those first few years was being able to consistently do deals. I was working long hours, and sometimes I'd go long stretches with no deals. In fact, several times I almost quit, but I stuck with it, and I focused not on doing a deal, but rather on building a business that does deals. I was tired of the roller coaster income, and after several years and a lot of trial and error, I finally developed a proven model for how to build this business the right way and have steady deal flow and consistently high income while maintaining a great lifestyle and not overworking. And today, thanks to learning how to build and grow a successful real estate business and what I'm sharing with you today, my life is much different. This is my 7,500 square foot vacation home that I built. I travel, I have nice things, and I live debt-free, and I pretty much don't have to worry about money. Now, since figuring out how to build this business, I've done hundreds of deals all over the country, and I specialize in wholesaling, fix and flip, flipping notes, and even luxury new construction. This picture here is one of my recent projects we just finished that's for sale for $1.2 million. And about 7 years ago is when people started asking me to show them how to do it. In fact, people started paying me to show them how to do it. That's when you know you're good. I couldn't believe it. Big real estate companies started to fly me out to do presentations and workshops and boot camps to teach them what I was doing. And over the years, I've been able to help so many people make money in real estate. And that's been very exciting and rewarding for me. But the sad truth is the majority of people who get into real estate don't make at least $150,000 a year. It's actually less than 1%. Isn't that staggering? Now, I've done a lot of research to find out why. And I've come to the conclusion that there are two fundamental reasons why. The first is most real estate people focus their time, energy, and efforts on doing a deal rather than focusing on building a business that does deals. There's a huge difference. If you just focus on doing a deal, then maybe you do that deal, hopefully make some money, but then you have to start all over again in order to do another deal. However, a business that does deals has a proven process in place that's repeatable. There's a pipeline of consistent deal flow. Do you see the difference? And the second reason why most people don't succeed is they lack the framework or the structure to building a successful real estate business. They don't have the right tools and resources and direction to build, manage, and automate and ultimately scale or grow a successful real estate business. I don't know about you, but for me, I want a business that's not only fun, exciting, rewarding, and helps other people, but also I want a business that continually makes more money, but at the same time frees my time so that I can still give, be, do, and have all the things that are most important in my life. And I hope that's your goal too. In other words, a business that grows and makes more money without you being there. Now, for me, it's all about family, and we love to travel. I have a big family. We homeschool our kids, and I run my real estate business remotely So we like to travel as a family. In fact, when we travel, the first question people ask us is, how many kids do we have? And the answer is 8, and we've got another one on the way. And the second question we get asked is if they're all from the same parents. And yes, they all have the same mommy and daddy. And the third question is if we plan on having any more. And the answer to that question is each of our kids are a gift from God, and we take them one at a time. So the verdict is out. And a few years ago, I took my family on a full-time 1-year cross-country RV trip. It was the most amazing experience. It was incredible. It was just us, no distractions. We made memories, we spent time together, and my kids will talk about that trip for the rest of their lives. What most people don't know is that I sold my 8,000 square foot house on 80 acres with my own private lake. I sold my boat, cars, and pretty much everything we owned. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with wanting stuff. I'm all for having nice things. But for me at this point in my life, I'm more interested in creating experiences and memories. But whatever your ideal lifestyle looks like, I want to help you achieve that by helping you build a successful real estate business. Oh, and here's the cool thing. During that year in the RV, I hardly worked, and my real estate business made more money in that year than any year previously. So when it comes to making money in real estate, there are dozens of different strategies, but really, when it comes down to it, all of these strategies fall into 2 basic categories: passive income strategies and active income strategies. So what's the difference? Well, the idea behind passive income is owning cash flowing assets like rental properties. The problem is that most passive income strategies like rentals are a long-term play. It takes a while to build up a portfolio of rentals before they produce enough cash flow to cover your expenses. The other challenge is most passive income strategies require upfront cash to invest in them, like down payments. On the other hand, active income strategies produce a lot of cash really quickly, and trust me, nothing beats having a padded bank account and having lots of cash on hand. It solves a lot of problems, provides a great lifestyle, gives you options, and if you're wise with that money, you can reinvest into passive income producing assets later, like rentals. So I'm a big believer in focusing first on creating active income, and then later, from the results of your active income, investing in passive income. So what is the best active income producing strategy in real estate? Well, by far, without a doubt, it's flipping. The financial blog Zero Hedge reported that house flipping profits have reached a 10-year high. The Wall Street Journal reported that gross profit per deal last year was over $62,000. So the trends are up. There has never been a better time to do this business than right now. Now, my definition of flipping is turning a deal in 12 months or less. This includes wholesaling houses where you flip your contract immediately. It includes buying, fixing, and reselling houses called fix and flip. It includes wholesaling vacant lots or buying a vacant lot and building a house and then reselling it called new construction. And it includes flipping privately held notes. Now, I have advanced training programs and home study courses that you can purchase on all of these strategies. And those of you that end up working with me more closely will get access to all of that. So I'm not going to focus on those particular strategies right now. The point is, all of these strategies fall under the flipping umbrella. Now, for simplicity, I'm going to reference just wholesaling houses and fix and flip during this training. When it comes to wholesaling and fix and flip, what are the pros and cons of each? Well, wholesaling, remember, is when you get a good deal and then assign it, or you flip your contract to another investor who's going to fix it up and then rent it or flip it. When you wholesale, you take a small piece of profit, but you have to leave enough meat on the bone for the next guy or girl. Now, the benefit of wholesaling are no funding is needed if you do it the way I teach. There's no rehabbing and there's no waiting. The trade-off is you make less. So it's the idea here of less work for less profit. Now, fix and flip, on the other hand, requires funding for the purchase and repairs usually. It requires fixing up the property and waiting until you sell it to make a profit. But your profits can be very substantial. So it's trading more work for more profit. So let me illustrate with an example. This is a deal I'm working on right now. I picked up this little off-market house in Oak Park, Michigan for $32,000. It needs $25,000 in repairs, and then it will sell for $110,000. Now, if I fix and flip it, I'm going to need $57,000 in funding, right, for the purchase and repairs. I'm going to need to hire and manage contractors to rehab it. And then I'm going to need to market it for sale and wait until I get a buyer and then close on the sale in order to make a profit, which from start to finish on this particular deal should take anywhere from 120 to 140 days. But if I hit those numbers, I should make a $42,000 profit on this one deal. So what would it look like if I wholesaled it? Well, I sent this deal to my cash buyer list, and check it out. I just got an offer to buy it for $55,000 cash. So since I have the deal for $32,000, that means if I wholesale it to this cash buyer, I would make a $23,000 wholesale fee, right? So wholesale it or fix and flip it? Well, do I want $23,000 now or potentially $42,000 later? Well, let me ask you, which would you take? Sometimes that can be a hard decision. And really, there is no right or wrong answer. Here's how I decide. Remember how I said earlier that we're building a lifestyle business, right? And the goal is to build a high profit business that also provides you time to do other things in life that are more important than just working. Well, the filter I use when choosing between wholesaling and fix and flip is this. Right now, with what I have going on with other deals and in my life, what is the return on investment on this deal for the time, energy, and effort it's going to take to do the deal? So if I have a lot going on, I'll wholesale it. If not, I'll take it on and wait to make a bigger profit later. One of my students, Gary, who I'm currently working closely with, got this off-market deal and decided just to wholesale it for $20,000. Now here's the best part. He did this deal using no money and made $20,000 without having to do anything. And I told Gary that that was the easiest money he'd ever made in his life. Here's an example of a deal I just got that I decided not to wholesale. This deal's in Pittsburgh. It's one that one of my Deal Finder students brought to me. It's a great deal. I have a cash buyer who would pay me $10,000 for it, but I've decided to not wholesale it and instead to keep it, fix it up, and flip it. And here's why. Here's my numbers on this deal. The ARV is $300,000. The repairs are $75,000, and the buy price is $75,000, which means my projected profit after everything, all my expenses, closing fees, carrying fees, and all of that is $100,000, making this a grand slam deal. Now, if you're thinking, well, Jerry, I'd love to do a deal like that and make $100,000, but I don't have the funding to do deals like that. Well, funding is actually one of the biggest challenges most people have in this business. And what I want to do is take a minute here and talk to you about doing deals with 100% funding, or in other words, none of your own money in the deal. Did you know that right now, if you get a good deal, there are specialized lenders called asset lenders or hard money lenders that will give you 80 to 90% of the money for the deal. And they don't care about your credit. So the remaining balance of 10 to 20% that's needed, we get from private money investors. Now, these are just individuals that will lend you money for your real estate deals. So by combining the two, you can get up to 100% of the capital needed for your deals. The key is knowing where to find these people. Now, this has been an area that I've really focused on in my own business and also with my elite mentoring students. And it's an area that whether you work with me or not, you're going to have to develop in order to be successful at this business. You have to be able to raise money for your deals. So here's what I've done to make this whole process a whole lot faster and simpler. I've compiled a network of over 100 asset lenders, nationwide asset lenders, and a portal where you can submit for funding for your deal once to the entire network. So then you can pick out the best lender for your deal. I call it the funding matchmaker. This is Len in St. Louis. Now, Len is just a rock star. Since I started working with Len, he's just exploded. He's got like 6 deals going on right now. He's doing fix and flips and new construction deals too. And this is a vacant lot he recently picked up for $100,000 in an awesome area that he's going to build a spec home. And using my funding tools, he's able to get a private lender to fund the purchase of the lot and then hard money lender to give him all of the construction capital. In other words, 100% of the funds to do the deal. Len said, I couldn't believe how easy it was to get the money. Okay, so how do we do it, right? It all happens right here. I call this my 6-figure profit system. And it's a flow chart and a blueprint of not only the organizational structure, but also the sequence of events to do the business from A to Z and the processes and the tools for each function. Now, this blueprint is designed to help you build the business in your market. And like I said earlier, every great business requires leveraging people and technology. This is designed to help you start wherever you're at right now, even if you're brand new and haven't done your first deal, and give you the framework for doing the business and also the training, the tools to support each and every aspect of implementing, automating, managing, and ultimately scaling the business. So let me just take a minute here and give a brief overview. The box at the top is you. Now, your job is to be the orchestrator of the business, right? You focus on strategic tasks and you manage the people and systems below you that do the daily tactical tasks. On the left is the acquisitions department. Acquisitions is everything that happens to acquire a deal or get a deal under contract. Once a deal is under contract, it moves across the line to the right side, and the operations department is responsible for either wholesaling it or keeping it to fix and flip or build and flip. Now, each and every aspect of the business, from getting a lead to funding to closing and making a profit, is all detailed and outlined and carefully planned and managed. When you first start, you may be the acquisitions and the operations managers and doing everything. But the goal with this is to quickly get you functioning as an effective leader and put into place the right people and systems to allow you to start doing 5 deals a month or whatever your goal is. Making a lot of money, providing you time and freedom to live your ideal lifestyle. Now, we're going to come back to this, and obviously there's a lot to cover here. So first, let's start with acquisitions. Again, acquisitions is everything it takes to get a good deal. So what is the process it takes in order to successfully get a deal? Well, if you break it down, in order to get a deal, you first start with a lead. Then you need to analyze the lead to determine, if it's a deal and what price you need to get it for. And then you have to make an offer to the seller. And then after those 3 things is when you would actually get a deal accepted. Now, what I've done is I've developed a very strategic process for getting a lead, to analyzing it, to making an offer, to getting a deal accepted. I call it my deal acquisition perpetuator. First is lead generation. Now, a lead is simply an opportunity or a potential deal. It's a distress situation, right? Either the property is distressed or the seller is distressed, or both. And hopefully, there's a motivated seller who will sell it to us at a discount. A lead becomes a lead, or a lead only becomes a deal when a motivated seller agrees to sell it to us at our desired price with our built-in profit margin. So the entire business hinges on your ability to generate leads. Now, in order to make it a deal, we need to analyze it, determine the buy price. We need to make an offer to the seller to buy it, which we'll talk about in a minute. So the more leads you get, the more deals you'll do, and the more money you'll make, right? In order to succeed in this business, you have to be able to generate enough leads. So when it comes to leads, there are 3 types of leads that we can go after. The first is what we call on-market. Now, on-market just means that the property is listed for sale with a real estate agent. Once a deal is on market, it's public knowledge, which means everybody knows about it and is very competitive. So what I've done is I've developed an on-market deal finder tool that will find all of the underpriced deals currently for sale in your market. Now, let me just take a minute here and show you how this works. Okay, so here I am inside of Flipster. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to Finding Deals. I'm going to click on On-Market Deal Finder. It's going to take me into the software. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create what we call a campaign. Now, a campaign is just a zip code. So I'm going to go into one of the markets I do deals in, Michigan, Oak Park, 48237. So I'm going to put 48237, and then I'm going to click Create. And what it's doing right now is it's going to create an entire list in that zip code of all of the properties that are currently for sale right now, as of doing this training right now, that are below the average sold price in that same area. So here we go. It said that there are 62 listings right now which are under $113 a square foot, which is the average sold price. So you can see here, here's my list, right? I've got all these properties here, and let's just go down here and let's just pick this one right here on Sunset. Okay, so I click on it, it pulls it up. Here it is. Here's this property. It's for sale for $53,000. on Sunset Boulevard. And if I click on this, I can go through and see some pictures. So there you go. There's the kitchen, right? Now, what do you think? Is this a good lead? Heck yeah, this is a good lead. It's got the kitchen ripped out. Look at that. That whole room's gutted out. Okay, so that's the pictures of this. It's missing the flooring. There it is. All right, so now what did I do here? I created this campaign. How long did that take? Literally took a few minutes to have this campaign, and I've got 62 leads in that one zip code. Now I can go in and create as many zip codes as I want in my market to have as many on-market leads as I can possibly handle, right? All right, let me switch back to my presentation. So how well does it work? Well, this is Paul here. He up and moved from the East Coast to Fountain Hills, Arizona, and using the on-market deal finder in a brand new market, he found this great deal for $350,000. His rehab was $50,000. His sale price was $525,000, and he made a net profit of $51,000. Okay, the second type of lead is what we call off-market. Now, off-market just means that it's not listed for sale with an agent. Or in other words, you're dealing directly with the seller. And in a lot of cases, no one else knows about it. Now, these types of leads are a lot harder to find, and usually you have to advertise to find them, such as direct mail. However, a lot of motivated sellers will try and sell their properties on their own first on somewhere like Craigslist, right? So similar to the on-market deal finder tool, I created an off-market deal finder tool that will instantly find motivated sellers for you. So let me take a minute here and show you how that works. Okay, so here we are back in the system. I'm gonna go over here to off-market deal finder. I'm gonna click add new campaign. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and select my state of Michigan. If I'm gonna look there, I'm gonna go ahead and pick Detroit Metro. And then I'm gonna select as my keyword that I wanna look for fixer, the word fixer. And then I'm just gonna name this Michigan for my state, Detroit Metro for my area, and fixer for my keyword. I'm gonna hit create. Okay, now it opens it up. Now what did it do? Well, what it did is it searched that entire Craigslist market of Detroit Metro, and it gave me a list of all of the posts, current posts that have the word, not flixer, fixer. The word fixer. So you can see your fixer upper, fixer upper, fixer upper. So it goes through, and anywhere where it has that word, anywhere in the post, in the title or in the body of it, it will give us a list of it. So it found this whole list here. Look at all these. And these are all leads that I can go after. So let's just click on one so you can kind of see. Here's a 2-bedroom, 1,200 square foot in Mount Clemens, home available, fixer upper needs work. Okay, so then I can reply to this post and now work this lead. How hard was this to create? Literally in a matter of minutes, you have unlimited off-market leads that you can also pursue, okay? All right, let me go back to my presentation. All right, this is one of my fast trackers, Tom, and I was able to help Tom quit his 6-figure job and do real estate full-time. He said, I found this deal using Jerry's off-market deal finder tool. The ARV was 145, the rehab was 70, my buy was 16.5, and the profit was $29,000. All right. The third type of lead is what we call bird dogs. Now, these are deal finders or wholesalers who go out in your market and they find good deals and then bring them to you basically on a silver platter. And just like off-market motivated sellers, they like to hang out on Craigslist too. So I created a very similar tool that finds them for you as well. Now, it works just like the off-market deal finder tool, so I'm not going to go in and demo it for you, but just know that there is another tool for finding bird dogs, which is our third type of lead. Now, this is Doug and Melissa from El Paso, Texas. They got this deal from a wholesaler. Now, Doug works for the military, and with his job, he's had to move a lot over the years. And him and Melissa want so badly to own their own business and not have to uproot their family and pull their kids out of school and all of that. And I was able to help them develop a custom business plan for their market. And this deal here has a $31,500 profit. Okay, so all three of these lead sources, I've developed software that virtually provides unlimited leads in all three of these areas. So let's review. Step one is to generate leads in the finding department using the tools to find on-market, off-market, and bird dogs. Now, step two is once you have leads coming in, you need to analyze them to determine the buy price with our built-in profit. Now, I built a deal analyzer tool that has all of the algorithms for carrying costs and closing costs and even repairs, and it will tell you instantly what you should buy the property for. Now, let's just do a quick demo of this as well so you can see how it works. I'm going to go over here to Analyzing Deals. I'm going to click on Deal Analyzer, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and click Add New Deal. And let's just go ahead and add this deal here, this property we looked at on Sunset. So we're going to go in here and we're going to go down and we're going to add this property in. And we're going to say this is a fix and flip. And let's just put down heavy for our rehab because it was missing the kitchen. A lot of it was gutted. And then we're going to put no for now. Now I'm going to hit calculate. And what it's going to do now based on this information is it's going to tell me exactly what my ARV is, my repair number, my carrying cost, closing cost, profit, all of it. So here we go. Here's my deal box, my formula box here. So this property here, it's 989 square feet. It should sell for $113 a square foot, or in other words, $111,757. Has a $50,000 rehab budget. And that means my closing costs are going to be this. Here's my carrying costs. Here's my profit. And here's what I should buy it for, $22,600. So $22,600 would be my buy price to hit all of these numbers. So how long did that take? Literally does it for you, runs all of the numbers for you, tells you exactly what you need to buy the property for in a matter of minutes. You've got that. All right, now let me go back to the presentation. This is one of my fast trackers, Ken, and he loves how the Instant Deal Analyzer runs the formula and tells him what price to get the deal for with the built-in profit. Now, he said the Instant Deal Analyzer told me exactly what I needed to buy the property for, and I made $18,000 flipping this deal. So step 2 to acquiring a deal is analyzing, and we do that using the Instant Deal Analyzer tool. Next is step 3. So once we have our buy price, we can now make an offer. Filling out the paperwork used to be a tedious and time-consuming, but now it's really fast and simple using my Offer Generator Pro software. So let me show you again real quickly how that works. I'm going to go over here to Offering on Deals. I'm going to click Offer Generator Pro, click Add New, and then what it's going to do is it's just going to pull up this property. Let's say we want to do one for that Sunset property, this one we looked at earlier. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to fill out the information, and all I do is I just type in here. So if I want my price to be $22,500 or whatever it was, I think it was something like that, $22,500 is my offer price. I go in and I just fill out I digitally put my initials in here, put cash, put all of this information in, go down here and put today's date or whatever, and then we can save it. There we go. So now I've got it. Once I've got my contract filled out, I checkbox it here, and then I can either download it or email it directly to the seller. That's it. Literally takes a couple of minutes to do. By the way, let me go back in and look at this. There's a tutorial video here that shows you exactly how to do it. And next to each item where you fill something out, there's a little info box. So you just put your mouse over the eye and it tells you what goes in that box. That's how easy it is to use. Okay, so again, matter of seconds, you've got your contract. All right, let me go back to my presentation. This is one of my fast trackers, Terry. She used the Offer Generator Pro, submitted an offer to the seller, and she picked up this great deal. She said, we're very excited using the Offer Generator Pro. We got this deal under contract. All right, now step 3 then is to make that offer using the Offer Generator Pro. So you can see finding, analyzing, offering, and once you've implemented my deal acquisition perpetuator process, you'll find unlimited leads using my 3 different deal finding tools. You'll be able to quickly analyze them using my Instant Deal Analyzer tool, and you'll be able to make offers in a matter of minutes using the Offer Generator Pro. Using this system, using this technology and what we put together here, you can do in a day what takes others to do in a month. That's how awesome this is. In fact, you can literally build a $1 million per year house flipping business model. Now, who wants to see it? And if you want to create a big vision for yourself, then you're free to adapt this model for yourself too. All it takes to make $1 million a year in this business is 1 home run fix and flip deal a month that makes $62,500 each, and 2 wholesale deals a month that made $10,500 each. So let's do the math. If you did 12 home run deals in a year that make $62,500 each, then that would be $750,000. And if you use an average of $10,500 per wholesale deal, and you did 2 of those a month, that would be another $250,000 for a grand total of $1 million net profit. Isn't that cool? Now here's a chart that illustrates this. So the question I have for you is, how many deals do you want to do? If you think about it, doing 1 fix and flip deal a month and then wholesaling 2 deals a month is not impossible, right? Sure, it requires work and no doubt about it, and I'm not saying it's easy, but even if you did half of that or a quarter of that or even an eighth of that, you would have a great business. Wouldn't you agree? And the deal acquisition perpetuator, once implemented and fully operational, will create a machine that can generate enough deals for you to reach your goals. So let's go back to our 6-figure profit system blueprint. We just discussed acquisitions. Once a deal is accepted, what happens next? Well, now we cross the line and the deal goes over to the operations department. At this point, you decide if you're going to wholesale it or fix and flip it, right? So let's take a minute and talk about wholesaling first. Remember earlier we discussed how to decide if you should wholesale or fix and flip. Well, here's the thing. Once your acquisitions department is functioning at full efficiency, then you'll have more deals than you'll want to take on. At that point, you'll be able to cherry pick the best deals for yourself and then wholesale all the rest. Now, I don't have enough time, but just like how I have an entire automation process for acquisitions, I have the same for operations. So automation tools for tracking and managing and streamlining the entire process, including building a cash buyer list, funding deals with 100% capital, managing rehabs, and marketing and selling to your properties. And even how to get the 2 most important people for your company, your acquisitions manager and your operations manager, including where to find them, how to train them so that they do all of the heavy lifting for you, even how to compensate them so that you only pay them when they find and flip deals for you. And right now you might be asking yourself, I get it, Jerry, but what do I need to do? What do I need to know in order to really build a successful business? Who do I need to become in order to build a successful real estate business? What kinds of deals do I want to work on? What kind of investor am I? How many deals do I want to do in a month or in a year? And how do I transition to become a successful real estate investor? What kind of business do I want to build, right? What do I want to focus on day to day? And how do I run the business and enjoy a great lifestyle? Now, these are all really important questions, and I want to help you find your answers to these questions. So do you remember earlier when I told you that we could work together? I want to share with you an opportunity to work directly with me to launch and scale your very own house flipping business and earn you a consistent 6-figure income. We call it Fast Track. Now, let me take a minute and tell you about it, and then there's more that I want to teach you about building a successful 6-figure business. Fast Track is a high-level 12-month personal mentoring and business development program where I personally work with you. Now, I'll tell you more about it in a minute, but right now, I'm accepting 10 new clients that I can personally work with over the next 12 months to help build successful real estate business. And because this is limited to just 10 people, and due to our tremendous success with the program, there is an application and interview process to be considered for Fast Track. Now, the reason is we want to make sure you're serious about building a 6-figure business and that you're someone that we want to work with and someone that we can help. Now, keep in mind, acceptance has nothing to do with experience. It doesn't matter if you've never done a deal. We're looking primarily for your desire, your commitment, and your willingness. And here's how it works. When you go to that link, you'll be taken to an application page. So fill out the application. Once you submit your application, someone in my office will call you to discuss if Fast Track is a good fit for you and for us. Now, I can only accept 10 new clients that I'm going to be working with for an entire 12 months. So I want to make sure it's a good fit for me and also a good fit for you too. So if we decide not to work together, no hard feelings, we'll part as friends. Now, whether or not you're one of them, either way, it's totally okay. But I did want to let you know about an opportunity to work together with me. Now, I've been investing in real estate for a long time, both as an investor and helping others to reach the same level of success. I know what it takes to build this business, and I can help you. I've been in your shoes. I know what it feels like to be stuck or trying to learn something new. I've made so many mistakes along the way, and I can help you avoid those same pitfalls. I also know nothing is more exciting than doing your first deal, but I also know that my goal is not to help you just do your first deal, but help you do your 100th deal. This is Fast Tracker Rodney from Michigan. Here's the before and after of one of his recent fix and flip deals he did. He said, got 2 offers the first day, 2 more later, and 9 showings. I got my asking price of $115,000. My net profit on this deal was $40,000. Or like Fast Tracker Nancy, who got this fix and flip deal in Annapolis. I coached her all through the whole process, including getting 100% funding, managing the rehab, and the marketing and sales process. And on this deal, she made $45,000, and she said, I wouldn't have been able to do it without Jerry's Fast Track program. Here's another deal that Nancy just did. This is the ARV was $560,000, purchase $290, rehab was $95, profit, check it out, $85,000. Or like Bobby Bleish from Lubbock, Texas, who said, thanks to Jerry's Fast Track program, I'm on track for doing 3 to 4 deals a month. My most recent 2 deals I wholesaled for a total of $15,000 in profit. Now, success principle number 2 is you always want to take the simplest path from point A to point B. If your goal is to make at least $150,000 a year, hopefully more, while not working your brains out, then what is the simplest way to get you there? You can do it the hard way and try to figure everything out on your own, or I can help you launch the 6-figure profit system over the next 4 weeks and then help you implement it and scale it so you actually reach your goal of having a real estate business that makes you $150,000 or more while only working 30 hours a week or less. Now, most people who try to do it themselves, they overcomplicate everything and they don't actually start. This is Fast Tracker Jay from Utah. He picked up this beauty recently for $90,000. His rehab was $35,000, and then he flipped it for $168,000. Now, here's what he said. I just sold my latest flip project, listed for 2 days, 20 plus showings, 6 offers, sold for $9K over list price, and I made $33,000 profit. Thanks, Jerry. Or like Fast Tracker Jeff, who recently found an off-market deal for $32,000 in Peru, Indiana, and he wholesaled it for $4,200. And the cool part was his total time spent on this deal was less than an hour. Now, I just spoke to Jeff, and he has 3 new deals he's currently working on. And success principle number 3 is to commit to learning everything you can about becoming a successful real estate investor and building a successful business. And more importantly, implementing what you learn. Commit to becoming the person that deserves the success you seek. Like Fast Tracker John from Albany, Oregon, or as I like to call him, Big John. John was a contractor and everyone told him he couldn't do it, but he committed himself to do this business, and now he has several deals he's working on. This is a deal he just did. He said, just made $90,000 flipping this deal, sending a big thanks to Jerry Norton. And this is just one of his deals. He said, thanks to Jerry's Fast Track program, I am consistently doing deals every month. Here's my current scorecard. 2 sold and closed, 2 to list next week, 5 in process, closing on 4 purchases, and 2 offers pending. I'd say John is crushing it. You're welcome, John, and I am so proud of you. Or like Fast Tracker Dave from Phoenix. He said, in the past year, I was able to do 42 deals. Thank you, Jerry, for helping me overcome my fears and succeeding at this business. This was a recent deal that Dave just did with 100% funding. This house is 5,200 square feet on 1 acre with a basement, pool, and 4-car garage. He got it for $645,000. His rehab budget was $110,000, ARV just over $1 million, making his net profit on this deal $157,000. Or like Fast Tracker TC from Pennsylvania, he's like a sponge. Since he started in my Fast Track program, within just a few months, he's already done 5 deals and he has several more in the pipeline. This deal here was his best flip so far. He said, Jerry's Fast Track program is hands down the best in the industry. I just did my best flip yet and flipped this house for $479,000 and made a whopping $119,000 profit. I would have never done it without Jerry. Or like Fast Tracker Phil from Las Vegas. Now, Phil just amazes me. In a little over 2 years, he's done over 100 deals. Now, I love working with Phil because he focuses on his systems to build the business, which is why he's been able to do so many deals. Now, this was a really fun deal Phil recently did where he picked up this sweet deal for $175,000. He literally sent a cleaning person to the house and then resold it and made $58,000. Or like Jason Berlin, working with Jason, I was able to help him earn $250,000 in his first year. Recently he sent me this text that he just did his biggest wholesale deal and made $45,000 on one deal. Look, the sad truth is most people are not successful in real estate. A lot of people get into real estate, never even do their first deal. And those that do, don't ever learn how to do it consistently and build a business. Most aren't able to quit the job they hate or travel or spend time with their loved ones or have nice things. And the ones that are making decent money are working way too hard and don't have freedom of time. Now, I know that's the reality, but I also know that you can do this. You can build a successful real estate business in 12 months or less that earns $150,000 a year or more while only working 30 hours a week or less. You and I, together, we can do this. I believe in you. If you've stuck with me this far, then you know it's time to do something about this. It's time for you to finally do this, to get out there and have the success that you deserve. So let's work together to define your ideal market and decide for you the types of deals you want to do and the number of deals that's right for you and the profit margins per deal that you want to do. And let's work together to get leads coming in for you on a daily basis. And then let's implement the deal acquisition perpetuator so that each and every month you've got deals and a full pipeline. Let me help you build a robust cash buyer list so you can cherry pick the best deals for yourself and wholesale all the rest off every month. Let me show you how to raise all the money you need for your deals so that you can go out there and get those home run deals. And most importantly, let's work together to implement all of the technology and the management tools and find the right team players to automate and streamline each area of the business so that it frees you from the day-to-day grind. Okay, so what you need to do right now is go to that page. It's where you'll fill out your application to be considered for Fast Track. Now, once you do, my team will contact you to discuss if Fast Track is the right fit for you. Remember, it doesn't matter about your experience. I don't care if you've never done a deal. That doesn't matter. What matters is your commitment to do your part. So I want to make sure that you're serious about creating a six-figure business. If you are, then my team will contact you. We'll make sure it's a good fit. We'll discuss the different options with you. At that point, you're officially accepted into the Fast Track program, and then we get started. So to get started, the first thing you have to do is submit the application and fill out that application. Once you do, my team will contact you to discuss if Fast Track is right for you. And remember, it doesn't matter about your experience. I don't care if you've never done a deal. That doesn't matter. What matters is your commitment to do your part. I want to make sure that you're someone who's serious about creating a six-figure business. At that point, you'll be officially accepted into the program. I want you to know that I've been where you are. I've struggled to make ends meet. I've been in dead-end jobs that have demanded all of my time and energy. I've had inconsistent roller coaster income. And now I have a successful and exciting real estate business. So that's why I've decided to do as much as I possibly can to enlist you in this mission to get what you truly want. Remember, like I said earlier, you can't buy this right now. Apply. Once I make sure you're someone that I want to spend time with and someone that I can help, and it's a good fit for you too, then you'll be accepted. For those of you that are accepted, I'm really excited for you, and I can't wait to help you make your dreams come true. And one final thought before we finish today is I just want to tell you that all of this we've talked about, it's really not about the money. I know we've talked a lot about the money. It's not about that. The Fast Track program and building this business and what I can help you accomplish, what it's really about, it's about having the time and the freedom to have, be, do, and give everything that's important in your life. That there, my friends, is what this is really all about. That time and freedom to have, be, do, and give. Okay? And I want to help you do that. I'm excited for you. I can't wait for those of you that are coming on board to get to know you better and just help you do this business. And I really had a great time on this training with you. I love this stuff. I just am so excited about the success we have in the program, our current Fast Trackers. I love each and every one of them and what they're doing and what they're striving for. And I know this can be life-changing for you as well. But you've got to take action for it to happen. And that's the key there. All right, guys. Thanks again, everybody. Thank my staff as well for all the help and support that they are for me and my coaches and everybody on my team to really make this a reality. And I hope to talk to you real soon. Those of you that have your applications in, I will be talking to you real soon, and we'll go from there. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot.